Hello everyone. I was tagged by Debbie Cork to do a glue book video. There is a new hashtag started by Kay's Beautiful Struggle. The hashtag is hashtag gluebooktag2020, and Kay has asked some questions. And this is to spark interest, anybody that wants to start glue booking, just some inspiration for anybody that hasn't tried it yet and has questions about it. All right, so this is the first glue book that I ever did. I finished it a few years back. I want to say that my definition of a glue book is gluing any kind of paper, any kind of images into any kind of structure. So this one here is more of a traditional type of glue book. It is just a blank book with the images glued in. When I say any kind of structure, I use different types of books for my glue books, and I will show you some of those. The question I get asked most of the time is, what makes a glue book different from collage? Glue booking is just, a glue book is just a form of collage. Glue books are collage. But collage can be a little artsy-fartsy for some people. You know, they might get intimidated and think, I don't know if I can really do collage. Glue books are very, very easy. The difference to me is collage has a main focal point, and glue books are a collection of images. They don't necessarily have one focal point on the page, but there's a bunch of different images and they all go together to create a page. So that's the difference to me. That's my definition. A collage has a main focal point. Glue books are a collection of images, and those images could be square cut like this, or they could be fussy cut, or they could be a little bit of both. All right, so there are questions to go with the hashtag, and I will start answering those questions. Number one, how many glue books do you have? You know what? I really don't know. I've been doing this for a while. I started Glue Book January. I think I've done it 3 or 4 years. I spend the whole entire month doing glue books. So I've got at least 24 finished glue books, various glue books. And on my list of unfinished projects, I believe I have at least 42 unfinished glue books. Some of those are almost ready to finish. Let me just let you look at another one here. Question number 2, what book is your favorite? And question number 3, which is your favorite page? I do not like those questions, only because I think if you are new to glue books or mixed media in general, if you start looking at your pages and start judging your pages, you tend to not like what you start out doing. I don't want some new person to come along and say, oh, I want to do that. Glue books look fun, but I can't do a glue book that looks that cool or that special. I wouldn't be able to do that. And the truth is, anybody can do a glue book. Anybody can do collage. This is really, really simple, and I don't want people to start second guessing themselves, overthinking about, can they do this? Can they not do this? Don't worry about what your favorite book is or your favorite page. Don't compare yourself with anybody else. You know, we're all at different stages in our glue booking careers, all right? Um, Hopefully your favorite is whatever you're working on at the moment, all right? Question number 4 is, what are your favorite magazines to harvest? And question number 8, so let me do both these questions at the same time. Question number 8 is, where do I get my magazines? My favorite magazines, I've said this a million times, um, plus some. My favorite magazines are free ones. I like a lot of images. So the more images you have for something like this, the more you're going to have fun making the pages, putting everything together. You don't want to run out of stuff. You want plenty of stuff. So my favorite magazines are anything that I can get for free. Where do I get my magazines? Mostly I get magazines from travel um, they're travel brochures that I get from the state lines as I'm traveling. Information centers have magazines that tell what you can see in cities or in the state. Wonderful, wonderful publications, great images, and they are free usually. All right, so anything that you can get for free. Go to Recycle Bank. There's recyclebank.com. And answer some questions, get some magazines that way. Ask your doctor, your dentist, ask your neighbors, your friends to save you any magazines that they come across. Catalogs are really, really good because they're trying to sell you stuff. So they make those images really, really nice to look at. And those are wonderful to use in glue books. All right, so where do I get them? Mostly what I use is travel brochures, and I get those on the state lines when I am traveling, or um, information centers. Question number 5. How do you store your images, and how are they organized? This one is a big one for me. I have tried everything. And I have been trying things for years. For the last, I want to say 3 or 4 years, I've been using baskets. Baskets are fabulous. I can put my square cut images in a basket. I can put fussy cut images in another basket. And I don't have to fill the entire thing up. I can stack them on top of each other and they're not going to get damaged. I can see them. They store really well. And I can pull out my baskets when I want to do a page, and I don't have to go through like a box or wherever. They're really easy to store this way. And I store everything in baskets because I can stack them. They save space. This stuff is for one of my newest glue books. It's a 3-tier book. I'll get into that in a second. But anyway, I can stack things on top of other things and save a ton of space. I have them right here next to me with, you know, book pages and tissue papers and napkins and all this stuff. It's not taking up a ton of space. They're right here. I don't have to go looking for anything. I can find it all, and it works really, really well. It works perfectly. I store my images by size. So I've got larger images in the larger baskets, medium images in the medium baskets, and small little bits I put in smaller baskets. And then I've got all them sorted out to use. It is the best. It's the best thing that I have ever found, and I have tried everything. I don't have to sort things out in page protectors or anything like that. I can just throw stuff in baskets and it's all sorted. It's where I can get to it, and it's perfect. It is perfect for me. There are times when I am collecting for a theme or something, and while I am collecting, I will use these plastic envelopes. If I'm looking for a cat page, I'm looking for cats to fill up a whole page, I'll put as many cats as I can find in the envelope until I can make that page. And then when I'm finished with the page, I put those back in whatever size they would fit in. So those are the two best ones that I have been using, mostly the baskets. All right, number 6. Do you have themed books? Yes, I have tons of themed books. I have different types of books. Number 1, themes might be different styles of books themselves. I like the 3-tiered book, and this is just a glue book. I've just glued pieces of paper into the structure. It just happens to have 3 tiers. I have a meander book, and this one's a newspaper meander book. You don't have to use magazine images. This one, the pages turn and open in different weird ways, and the pages are decorated with entirely newspaper. Nothing but newspaper. This one was done with a poster board, so it's a little bit larger. So I use blank books, I alter books, I make accordion books, that kind of thing. Junk journals are great for glue books. Those could be considered a theme. Themes also would include, where did they go? I've got the elephant book. It is another altered book, and it's got elephants on every page. I have in the works an Alice in Wonderland book, newspapers, a travel memento. I had a walking tour pamphlet, and I haven't finished it yet, but it has menus and tickets and things that I used on the pages for a memento of that trip. I've got napkins. I've got vintage. Most of this stuff is vintage things. This is my color glue book. Each page is a color or a color scheme. Not necessarily have any focal points. It's just so that I can look at color. I have postage stamps. This was done, the pages are the envelopes that the postage stamps were stored in. I folded them in half, glued them shut, made pages with them, and then glued the countries, the stamps on those pages. So it is just another form of a glue book. It is very much a theme. I've got, this one is another 3-tiered book, but this one was done entirely without magazines. Not a single magazine, no travel brochures, no catalogs. Everything but. I am getting ready. I've got to finish it. I need to put some stuff on the cover, and then I will do a flip through of that. And I will also do a video on all the different kinds of things you can use if you don't have magazines. This is just stuff that's like paper. Some of it is plastic, but most of it's paper, different types of paper. They're all images with no magazines. Anybody can make a glue book. I've got my alphabet glue book, and each page is a letter of the alphabet with pictures and with words. So that is a theme. I call this is one of my scavenger hunt books because I was searching everywhere for words that started with A and every letter of the alphabet. So I was hunting for everything that goes on these pages. Yeah, I think that is, themes. Themes are important. They're fun. They make glue books fun. They really do make glue books fun. Another one that I enjoy is my scavenger hunt book. This is the one that I did in 2015. It was my mock-up. It was my trial version of the scavenger hunt book where each page is a theme, so as many different fish as I can find, and cats, here's the trees. I was trying this out with this small book so that I could work on my larger book, and this one is not finished yet. I'm still working on it. Each page is a theme. This is birds and waterfalls, frogs. So you could have a whole book that's a theme or just themes on each page. You can do whatever you want to do. All right. Another thing that I really enjoy, this is a random white space glue book where I've left, it's an altered book, it's an old algebra book, and I've left as much white space as I wanted on the pages. It was a challenge for me to leave white space. This is not an easy something for me to do. Usually with a glue book, I will try to fill up the whole page with images, and usually they're square, and put them together that way. All right, so 8, where do I get my magazines? I answered that question. Number 9, what is my favorite glue to use? My favorite glue is, excuse me, Elmer's Extreme. It has gotten a little difficult to find nowadays, so I have been trying Elmer's Extra Strength and the Staples glue. I like glue stick, period. I do not like the wet glues. They warp my images too much, my pages. I just don't like it. I'm more relaxed with a glue stick. I do not like the washable glues. They tend to unglue themselves in time. So I do like an extra strength glue. They tend to last a little longer. And I do have a video on how I use a glue stick. I have a lot of playlists with glue book information. I use a t-shirt, an old t-shirt or a washcloth to put plenty of glue on my images, and I really burnish my images down when I'm gluing to make sure that that piece of paper is connecting to the other piece of paper, that there's no air bubbles in between, that everything is going to stay put. I like my t-shirt a lot, and I use a gluing magazine as well, so I can get glue on the edges of my images, because that is where your images are going to come up first. But I have a whole video on how I glue stuff. Question number 10. Besides glue and scissors, do you use other supplies in your books? No. My glue books are glue and paper. Scissors, sometimes I tear my images. That's what a glue book is to me. When you start putting in, paint and that kind of thing, that's more, for my definition, is more of art journaling. So I stick to glue, scissors, and book. All right. And the bonus question Number 11 is, what advice do you give a newbie? What advice do you give a newbie? Number one, the main thing is use images that you like. This is the perfect thing to use those special images that you've been saving. Use them all together. If you like the images that you're using, you're going to like your finished project. And just think, if you use all your favorite images together, how much you're going to enjoy that book when it's finished. You're going to love seeing all your favorite stuff all together. And the second thing that I would say is enjoy the process. This is glue therapy. This is relaxing, no stress. Everybody has their own way of doing their glue books. Don't think that you're doing anything wrong if yours is different than somebody else's. Everyone is going to do it differently. Um, if the same people, if 100 people were given the same images and one piece of paper to glue those images onto, no one would have the same collection. That they wouldn't have the same glue book page. It just would be impossible for those to be the same. So don't judge yourself with somebody else. You are doing everything exactly the way you should be doing it. No judging. No judging. Enjoy the process. It's all about the glue therapy, not about the finished product. I do have a bunch of playlists with more answers to these questions if you are so inclined. They'll be in the description box below. I have playlists for the glue book flip throughs. I have a ton of finished glue books, and you can see them page by page in that playlist. I also have a glue booking process playlist. If you are enjoying your glue booking and you just need a little bit of company, these videos are real long videos that I'm talking and doing a glue book process myself, so it feels like you have a little bit of company. I do have glue book basics and tutorials. How I use a glue stick is on there, harvesting images, where I find images, just general what is a glue book kind of questions are all answered in that glue book basics and tutorials. I also have images, storage, and collecting. It tells you all about my baskets and different ways that you might want to try to store your images and such. Give you some ideas of things that to try. Might work for you. Some of those things haven't worked for me. I do have the 3-tier books playlist, so you can see all the 3-tiered books that I have and the tutorial on how to make your own 3-tier books. I also have the playlist for meander books. You can see a flip through of some various meander books and the tutorials so that you can make your own. All right. So the last part of this is tagging somebody else. And I am going to tag Shannon Green. Shannon Green is the one that started me doing glue books altogether. Her Journals for No Reason. I had been saving images in sheet protectors, the plastic page protectors, for years and years, like 10 years. It's going on 15 years now. I would save them in page protectors because I didn't want to use them. They were too special to use. And so I had all these page protectors full of images. And when I saw her Journals for No Reason, where she was using her images in a book, I was hooked immediately. So I am tagging her so that she can show her journals and what she does. She's also the one that kick-started me into making videos. She saw this book that I was making at the time, the scavenger hunt book, and she decided to take that idea and make the Amass journal, which is, you know, what this one kind of is. I call mine a scavenger hunt book because that's what I started calling it, and she does the Amass journal. Um, so it was because of her, with her shout out with her Amass, telling everybody that's where she got the idea, that I just kind of got kicked into making more videos, and I wasn't able to escape after that. So it's all Shannon's fault that I am all into these glue books. So I am taking her, and hopefully she will be able to show you her journals for no reason and her Amass and all that good stuff. So like I said, if you have any more questions, take a look at my playlist. The answers are probably there. And if you want some inspiration on making your own glue books, there is all those flip throughs of many different kinds of glue books, themed and different structures and just all kinds of stuff. So thank you so much, Debbie, for tagging me with this. It's made me get out all my glue books, and I took a picture of the ones that were finished all piled up, and I was absolutely amazed at the pile. So I am hoping to start finishing up some of these other ones, and I will be doing a glue book January 2021 when it comes around, and hopefully I will be better prepared if I start working on it now. So thanks so much for taking me, Debbie, and good luck, Shannon, and thank you everyone for watching.